Hey, what's up, traders? In this video, I'm going to break down SPAI. This one hit 100% in our pre-market trading session, and I want to go over how I traded this one, why I traded it, and how you could trade it as well. So SPAI is a low float stock. That's pretty much what I trade. It's going to be low float stocks, typically under 25 million share float. However, I will trade all the way up to about 150 million share float, and I do trade options as well. So sometimes I'll trade large cap and larger float sizes. But usually for momentum trading, I'm looking for low float stocks. SPAI is a low float stock, and it started to gap up here. You can see that from the bottom of this move all the way down here. This was actually the low in the pre-market session to the high. This was 127%, $3, almost $4 per share in a matter of 4 hours. So that's pretty impressive to get over 100% in less than 4 hours of trading. I mean, a lot of traders out there, swing traders, they'll look for 2%, 3%, 5% returns on their investment or whatever it may be. This is getting over 100% in less than 4 hours. So that's really cool. But the thing is that these stocks can also go down just as sharply and just as fast, right? So we want to be careful, and we want to make sure that we are mitigating the risk. We're trading with a plan. So the plan here is going to be using our indicators. So of course, we're going to identify it off the scanners. We've got a number of scanners that we have. Typically, this one would have came off of our low float momentum scanner. You'll see a number of alerts that hit the scanner throughout the day. And we're looking at these alerts to then pull up the chart and then analyze and see if it fits our strategy. So SPAI, we knew that it was hitting those scanners, so we knew that it had that potential for that squeeze type of breakout. And if I pull up our Discord, and I'll pull this over now, in our premium Discord, we have a channel called the Daily Watch List. And if you click on that, you'll see we have a number of tickers to watch for the next day. So this was posted last night. And this is really cool because I actually was sitting with my son last night. He's been getting a kick out of sitting with me and helping me with the watch list each night as we scan for stocks. And he's learning. He's 10 years old, so he's learning this. And he said SPAI. He's like, Dad, this one's on here multiple times. It's on here 4 different times. And I said, well, son, whenever it's on there that many times, what that means is we definitely want to be prepared on this one. We want to make sure that we have the chart marked. We've got our alerts set, and all the day before the following day, right before it starts. So this was yesterday at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time. We posted SPAI is down here, right? So multiple lists here. It was on our volume watch. That's the one I'm usually watching myself unless I'm trading early, and that's going to be this list. So when looking at the chart, you can see that this one got the volume right in here. And I'll turn on my indicators just to make this easier to see. I'll turn this on. You can see that we've got a number of indicators. I'll turn off the confirmation support resistance for the minute, just for a minute here. So what we're looking at is going to be a number of indicators that we've built that's customized for our style of trading, right? We're looking for momentum style of trading. What we are looking for typically is green candles. So I have my colored changing candles on. So that means when it's bullish momentum, there'll be green candles. It'll be red candles when it's a pullback or bearish momentum. And I want to be trading if I'm looking to go long or, to the high side, I'm looking for these green candles. Okay. So down below, we have this volume histogram as well. We can see this down below, these green bars, yellow bars, and these small little red bars over to the left-hand side. You might not be able to see that, but they're pretty small. Red is low volume, yellow is moderate volume, and green is high volume. And whenever I'm trading low float stocks, I tend to stick to high volume. That way I can get in and out with larger size. If I'm trading smaller size, if you're only trading maybe a few hundred shares or less, then sometimes the volume isn't as important, I guess, for you. But I will say that typically when you're trading with lower volume, then you're going to have wider spreads on the bid and ask price. That's going to be the price that they're willing to sell it for, and that's going to be the price someone's willing to buy it for. So that's the bid and ask price. So whenever you have wide spreads, it tends to be a very high risk type of opportunity, because if you get into it, they can just pull that rug out from under you, and before you know it, it's gapping down. You're losing 5, 10, 15, 20% in a single candle. And that's pretty nasty, right, on your return or investment, especially in a single candle where it's a minute chart. This is a 1 minute chart, by the way, SPAI. This is a 1 minute indicator that we have on here. These BVTs are bullish vertical trends. You can see this right up top. A bullish vertical trend, if you hover over it, what is a bullish vertical trend? It is a major red flag for our confirmation strategy, which is my go-to best strategy. When a major red flag is presented, we want to adjust our size and stop level or avoid the trade altogether, right? So even though we got the volume here and we got this pop, well, maybe I'm not taking it on the initial first candle. However, it did work out to be a nice trade for anyone who did. But typically on a 1 minute chart, I'm looking for this pullback right here, and I'm looking for it to give me this zone and then close above the zone to give me a clear indication that I can stay in if it's above this, I get out if it's below that. Very, very simple, right? So we got the green candle here. That's our signal, bullish signal detected. This did not have a bullish vertical trend, and this was now off to the races. We're taking profit whenever we see the next pivot zone. Close above, it must hold. Well, guess what? Here's your red candle's pullback. Here's your green candle. So if you missed out on this initial entry like I did this morning, well, maybe you took this second entry. And if you missed out on this second entry, right, we call this the second leg, well, maybe you caught the third leg, which is right here. And it continued, right? It continued to go up. And then we got this pivot zone here. We got this sell and bearish signal. If I hover over this, a bearish signal was detected and it hovered back down, right? So that's pretty nasty. So let's watch this rewound a little bit. So let's go ahead and rewind this and watch and see how this formed. So typically our scanners are going to pick this up. So if I look in here, I'm sure the scanners were somewhere. Let's see. We'll go to, let's see, it's going to be a little ways up. There's a lot of information that's posted each day into our chat, alerts, and trade ideas shared. This is around 10 o'clock, so let's keep going. I think this was fairly early pre-market. And maybe it would be faster if I just type it in. Let's do that there. All right. And we have a number of alerts on SPAI today. And, okay, here's some key levels right here. The key level, squeeze potential, over $7. Okay, we knew that. We were all trading it this morning. So a lot of alerts on SPAI. And maybe it'll be faster if I just go to the charts to see where the chart was shared. Because that's really where the alert came in. Because typically we'll share the alert or the chart after the alert comes in. So let's look for, let's see, there it is, SPAI. So this was at 8:04 a.m. Eastern time. So 8:04 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, let's see. That's right around here. Let's mark a vertical line there. Okay, so that's where we got the chart out. Okay, so let's hit play and see what happened from there and see if we can find a trade opportunity. So let's go ahead and hit play. I've got this going pretty fast. I'll slow it down. There we go. Now look at this, guys. We got the trade alert or the chart in chat during this candle here. So the candle before this green candle happened. So that means we were able to hear these alerts on the scanner and get that information out, the chart and the information that we're looking at. So if I pull this up, you're going to see that we predetermined in this, I'll close this here, we predetermined in this SPAI chart, these are the levels that we're looking at. It's just getting over the 343. It was pulling back at this time. It spiked up, pulled back, and then it finally closed over. And this was the initial move that we're looking for, right? So this continued to trend up, uptrend, 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 half and whole dollar above 514. We knew that. There was no more levels that we're really concerned with. So we knew if we got up here, we were going to look for that squeeze potential, which is my favorite type of trade. And if you go into our chat, you'll see we have a channel right here listed as squeeze potential. And this is going to be basically alerts that are going to save you time. So all this is doing is me, when I look at these charts, I basically determine, is this going to be continuation or is this just going to be one of those, you know, scalp it and get in, get green, get out, and get out of the way type things? Or is this one of those ones where you want to hold that lotto for a longer and bigger move? And this was one of those. It actually worked out. We had works in here early on this morning. Then we had SPAI right here. So at 8:05 a.m. Eastern time, right after that chart was shared, we also pinpointed the levels we wanted to see it get over. That's 465 and 514. So that's going to be for confirmation and for a squeeze potential, right? That squeeze potential. So in other words, if we get above these levels, 465 and 514, we have potential to squeeze. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Let me turn this down just a little bit. We'll turn down to 7. So we can see that we got above this price here. That was 343. So this gives an opportunity to, yes, you can get in on this candle. It is high risk, but we want to make adjustments based on the information that we're seeing here. And then if we start to trend below this, it's going to be bearish, right? We want to be careful with that. So that's giving a clear indication of where to get in and where to get out. I missed out on this one. Let's hit play. All right, there we go. Now this is interesting. That candle just formed there. This is interesting because this is that pullback. So yes, this is the first leg, pullback, second leg. And this is what we're looking for typically for continuation. That's what we want to see. And we got it. It broke out. It held. We have a clear indication. Okay, we're about 4.5% off of our level. I'm buying into this candle. Anything below this, well, I'm taking a loss and I'm moving on, right? So hit play. All right, we're taking profit. As we're seeing this resistance level, we're taking profit and looking for another entry. This is how I'm trading it anyways. Closed back above, get back into the position. Okay, let's hit play. And there we go. We're getting ourselves a nice little new highs here, right? Testing that level multiple times. And for me, guys, I was in and out a few times here using the 10-second chart as well. Now, for anyone who's just using the 1-minute chart, you're holding your position as it never closed back below this level. So hit play. All right. Now we're starting to get closer to market open. And we are seeing that this is now giving a pivot zone to the downside. I'm not sure why it didn't come on there right away. So let's see if we can redo that and see if it will fix itself. Let's try that one more time. So we had a pivot zone at the top of this move, and there it is. Okay. So that pivot zone at the top of this move is letting us know that, hey, it's the same thing. Take profit, right? You can hold your lotto, but if you got in over here, right, if you got in on this pivot zone and you held to this pivot zone, it's 17%, $1 per share in a very short period of time. These are minute candles, right? Now, I would sell out the bulk of the position, if not the full position, into that pivot zone. And then as we pull back, if we get below the original entry, which would be down here, I would stop out. Now, if I was in all the way here, it would be a different story. Of course, you're taking profit on the entire ride here. But this was their first candle. If you bought in here, of course, you're Superman, right, at trading. You're holding it 61%, $2.64 from that move. So that's a really impressive move, right? And you don't have to hold the whole thing. You could sell 10%, 20%. That's still a really nice gain. And then you could hold the remaining shares for that type of move. Now, at this point, if you can find short shares to now short this to the downside, you can now go ahead and do that. And let's hit play and see what happens. So red candles, that's bearish momentum. So it's the opposite of what I'm looking for. And you can see that right there. So this has now given up all of its gains, basically, and it's right back to where it started on the first initial pop. And that's, you know, it's okay. That's typical of what happens to these low float stocks. We're no longer interested in it. Yes, we are getting these pivot zones. You know, in some of these pivot zones, yes, they'll give you a little pop, right? It's not huge, but if you're taking these type of trades, 6%, 30 cents per share, you know, 30 cents per share, it's not bad at all in a matter of 2 candles, 2 minutes, right? So they're giving you some of these pops if you're looking for that. I'm typically not looking for that myself. A lot of times I'm looking for more of this bullish momentum. So in order for this to be bullish momentum and look for that squeeze type of play that I love, then we're going to have to get back above $7. Until then, I'm really not too concerned with these little pop and drop type of sideways action. I really much prefer momentum, and that's what we're looking for now. So that's SPAI. Another one that we caught this morning that I thought was pretty cool, and I shared this into the free chat as well. Let's go down to the, the free access here and free chat. This one was pretty cool. CDT right here. Look at this. CDT this morning. Cheap stock. I typically don't trade these stocks, and I did not trade this one, actually. I traded a few other stocks and did well, but this is not one of them. CDT, 10 cents was the initial alert at 7:30. Went from 10 cents all the way up to 17 cents. I believe it went even higher than that. That was CDT. Let's take a look at CDT now. It was cheap. We don't expect much. Look at this, a pop and drop. So again, same type of profile, right? Goes up, pops back down. Now this is a cheapo, so this is going to be a different story. This is a 1-minute chart. Green bars are bullish. Okay, we can be in. We got to get back out. Stop out right here. Okay, we're back in, holding. Okay, it's continuing. And all of a sudden we stop out here, and glad we did, because as you can see, it just kind of tanked from there. We got a little momentum here, didn't hold up, and since then just kind of giving back all of its gains, right? Again, you get some pop and drops. You got these little pivots if that's what you're looking for. Typically, I'm looking for bullish momentum. Now, if I flip this over to a 10-second chart right here, and I zoom out, I like to use the 10-second chart a lot of times as well. And some may not like it. It's a little bit fast for some, but typically I like fast. Fast means I can get out of the way quick. So if it starts to go against me, I can get the heck out of the way. I'll turn off confirmation again for a minute here. So I'll turn off the lines and levels. And you guys can see that we have this on CDT on a 10-second chart, right? So if it was a cheapo and it popped on the scanner and you want to mitigate risk as much as possible, 10-second chart may allow to do that because you can stay into your position and get out of the way if it starts to trend back down. So 10 seconds above, okay, great, we're in. And look at this move. This move alone from pivot to pivot, that's 20%. It's only 2 cents, but that's 20%, very impressive. This one here as well, same thing. Close down below, close back above. Okay, you're back in your position in this candle. Next pivot's right there. That's 30%. 30% on that return. That's pretty awesome. And then if you zoom out here, you can see another fail here. So if you're in right here, this would be a stop out. Okay, it's never great to take a loss, but losses are a part of it, right? We want to get out of the way before something like this over here happens. And then if it shows us strength and bullish momentum again, it has to confirm it. It confirmed above our pivot zone. Okay, great, we're back in. And all of a sudden to this pivot zone, you're looking at another 25%. So 30%, 25%, and this one was, 20% as well. So pretty impressive, 20%, 30%, and these are really nice gains. And then again, getting out of this and getting out of the way is so important because, a lot of traders will read the news on it. They'll read this, they'll read that, and they'll say, oh, no, I really believe in this. I believe in the news. I believe in the company. I believe in the, they make good money. They do this, that. None of that matters. I hate to be the one to break the ice here or tell you that, but or break the news to you, but that does not matter. What matters is going to be price action and volume. As this pulls back, it gives a little sign of life right here, but then fails. That's it. We've got to get out. So even if you took this, you waited through all this move and didn't take it till over here, that's okay. You stop out, you take a loss. I mean, it's a pain to take the loss. Trust me, I know. But it's a lot better to take a loss here than hold on to a downtrending stock that goes all the way down here, right? This is down 30%. So I'd rather be making the 30% on these first and second legs rather than these pullbacks that are now giving us these choppy type of moves. And again, this is a 10-second chart. So, of course, we're going to see some choppy moves. Right now, it looks bearish. So, back to the 1 minute, which I love to use for entry and really, trend strength. So, let's see here. If I go to Works from this morning, see if there's anything going on with Works. We had something at open, gave a little pop at open, but did not hold up. And again, once we see these red candles, that's bearish momentum. So a little pop here. Yes, it offered a little scalp, but not much. Another one here as well. Even though this looks like it was a nasty fail, this candle right here actually made new highs. So if you're getting in at the close of this candle closing above, all of a sudden it gets up to here again, 10 cents per share, almost 4%. Not huge, right? It then comes back down and starts to fade off. Get out of the way. You can look for these pivots if you're looking for quick scalps. And as you can see, it's just kind of fading off. A little momentum here, but just didn't hold. We know we have resistance up here as well, so I don't really feel like this one's going to be that great. I had, let's see, GRRR on the scanner just a minute ago. Immediate thought when I first pulled this up, guys, so you can see this hit the scanner just a second ago, GRR at 313, well, a little bit ago. You can see that it's got low volume. So that's my first initial thought as I look down here at the histogram. I say, man, that's, it's all red histogram bars. So that means low volume. So that's a concern. Probably not something that I'm looking to trade. Yes, it's trending up. Yes, it's getting a move, but not. It's just not for me. TVGN, same thing. Look down here, low volume. I see that. That's the first thing that I see. Other than that, yeah, of course, we can look at if it's bullish or bearish based on the candles. But if it doesn't have volume, it's not really confirming that trend. So I don't really care about that type of move. And I think that's really about it. SPAI was really the one this morning that was a big winner for me. And I think many of our traders in our Discord. And like I said, guys, over the Discord, we got this information out. We had CDT, yes, but we have other information out. We've got these the scanners that are going to be posted in chat as well for SPAI and others. And it's really going to help out and allow you to catch these fast. So I think this was, again, around, 8 a.m. Let's see, ETY. There's news. At this point, basically, there's a lot of information coming into chat, and we're trying to get the information as much as possible. Here's a whole bunch of alerts on SPAI. Looks like they're all the same price, though. Let's see. SPAI right here hitting 614 in new highs, then 640, 647, 649. You guys can see how fast it was moving. And we can see right here, same thing. We're sharing this chart, trying to share those trade ideas with you. So if you don't have the indicators, but you still have access to the Discord, well, then you're getting access to these charts as well. So we try to get that out as fast as possible. Here's SPAI at $6, 614. Let's keep going back here. SPAI 544. So you can just see it was the obvious stock. So that's what we love to trade, is what was obvious. And we can see this thing is just going. We're waiting for it to close over that 514. It did. It was off to the races, and you guys can imagine it was a really nice trade. So SPAI 10-second chart, giving us those setups. I love it, guys. This is what we look for. This is the key level alert. Again, those are going to be our squeeze potential. This is going to be the best setup or potential for a squeeze. 514, 465 was that level. It hit a high of $7. So from $5, which is right around here, it's a nice gain, almost 40%, $2 per share. Really nice gain here in SPAI. You can see with the indicator how it's working. Now, these pivot alerts, guys, you can turn these off and on. You can come in here and you can set this to, say, 5 and 5 and hit OK, and you'll remove some of these alerts. So if you don't want to see as many, you can do something like that, and you'll get a little bit more selective alerts. So some of these alerts might be a little bit better for you if that's what you're looking for. There's a fail of that, but then here's another break of structure. Here's a continuation move right here. So these are going to be bullish signals as well if you're looking for that bounce. Here's another one. Here's another bullish signal. Hold the zone, get a little bounce. Okay, here's another. Hold the zone, go up. Okay, so these pivot watches are letting you know when to watch for that. You can adjust that just by double-clicking on it and adjusting these settings. So I can go to even 8 and 8 and see if there's anything on there, right? And there is nothing. So you can kind of experiment with that a little bit, but you guys will see that. But this is, again, the 1 Minute Bullish Pivot Pro is what I'm using. The Trend IQ let us know that this is continuation watch. We've got some red candles, yes. The biggest one that we're looking at, largest major red, is going to be 7%, just under 7%. And we've got our information plotted for us. So it's all, I wouldn't say easy, right? Because there is no easy in trading. Anyone who tells you it's easy is probably lying. But that being said, it is becoming something it's more systematic, and that's what's more important, because if you have a systematic approach, then you are avoiding major losses and you're mitigating risk, which is going to be most important, because we can all hit these big trades, but can you retain profit, right? That's going to be most important. So pulling this back like this, if you're still in this trade or trading every dip that you see because you can't stop trading, you can get yourself into trouble. But guys, I do appreciate your time. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord. If you want to join up, just visit our website, bullishboblive.com, and you guys will see that we have Black Friday deals are going to be coming out right after Thanksgiving, so be on the lookout for that. But we've got our memberships here that you guys can join in. We've got our indicator package at $102 per month, or you can go for an annual package, save some money. And there is a Discord package as well if you want to join the Discord, but you don't need access to our indicators. You can do that as well and still get access to our charts. And we do now have a real-time momentum alerts channel that's dedicated to just getting real-time alerts out. That's going to be a channel dedicated for that. You can get access to that only if you prefer for $20 a month. So that's going to be right there. So you can click on that. So this is our website, bullishboblive.com, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.